Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. How is everybody doing? I hope you're doing good. I am just kind of chilling here waiting on my taco meat to get warmed up. It is Taco Tuesday after all. And I thought, you know what? Let's just play a fun little game on here tonight. We're going to play Truth or Myth, the low-carb edition. And I have 3 myths that I'm going to bust with you guys, or maybe bust, maybe I won't. I don't know. So guys, if you're getting on here with me live, if you're catching a red live up in the corner, I would love it if you would type live down there in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're catching me later on and it says was live up in the corner, just type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, okay? So my name is Jan. I live in Southeast Nebraska, and it's steamy hot here again today, but I think we have some rain trying to come in, which should bring some cooler, more fall-like temperatures, okay? So we're getting late into September. I just noticed one of my trees out and back, too. The upper leaves were starting to turn just a little bit, so pretty cool. So, guys, like I was saying, if you're getting on here with me live, please type live in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from and play along with me, okay? Truth or myth? It's kind of like, remember Truth or Dare when you were younger? Truth or myth, the low-carb edition, okay? So come along here, and I'm going to ask a question, and I'm hoping that you guys will give me an answer of what you think it is. Is it truth or is it myth? And then I'm going to tell you what I think it is, okay? So, guys, like I was saying, if you're on here with me live, please type live in the comments. I'm not seeing anybody out there. This isn't going to be any fun at all if nobody comes along to play with me, okay? So, guys, like here, we're just going to kind of get started here, okay? I'm going to plug my group first, okay? Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. I talk about our low-carb lifestyle over there. I give recipes. I do all of that. Hey, how are you, Lori? So, and I'd love to have you join me over there, okay? Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave is a separate page on Facebook where I share recipes, tips, tricks, ideas, positivity. I share a little bit about the supplements that we're using too, okay, guys? Because, you know, even though we profess to have a really healthy life, a few extra supplements never hurt anybody. I'm not going to lie. So, hey, Angie, how are ya? So, if you want to be in the group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, drop group in the comments, and I will leave you a link. You can get on over there, request to join. All you have to do is tap that link. It'll take you right there. Okay? And then, if you need to know the information about the supplements, yes, just type info in the comments and I'll get back to you about that. But a few more people popping on here with me, so let's get this game started. Truth or myth, low carb edition, okay? Anybody out there, if you follow a low carb to keto type lifestyle, please put me in the comments, okay? Because I want to know if anybody out there is going to spoil all my fun. Put me in the comments, guys, if you do follow a low-carb to keto lifestyle, or, you know, if you're paying attention to what you're doing, I guess. Anyway, put me in the comments, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and get started, guys, okay? Truth or myth, okay? Myth number 1, or you tell me which it is. Hey, Jackie, you cannot eat fruit if you're on a low-carb lifestyle. Drop it in the comments, guys. Is that truth? Or is it a myth? No fruits allowed if you're on a low-carb lifestyle. I want to see some answers here, guys. Truth or myth? What do you think? Nobody's answering. Everybody's gun shy. Come on, guys. I'm not going to call you out. I'm not going to say I'm not going to call you bad names or anything like that. Just drop it in the comments, okay? Truth or myth? You cannot eat any fruit. No fruits on a low-carb lifestyle. Anybody got any guesses? All right. Well, if nobody's going to guess, I'm just going to have to go ahead. But please, I've got just 3 of these, okay? Myth. Good job, Jackie. Thank you. I was thinking I was the only one here for a little bit. So anyway, It is a myth, okay? Low carb is not no carb, okay? You can enjoy low glycemic fruits. Berries are good options. Avocados actually, guys, are a fruit, okay? So, hey, guys, yes, myth. Awesome job, guys. Thank you. Avocados actually are a fruit, so that's a low-carb fruit that you can have. And, you know, just kind of watching, some of the melons are low-carb. Portion control, of course, in those things are very key to what you have going. But you don't... the thing is that if you want, you know, say a helping of melon, you may have to cut back some carb count somewhere else, okay? But you can still have fruit on a low carb lifestyle. It's carb count, not total elimination, okay? So that's what you're going for, okay? Let's do another one, guys, okay? Low carb means that you have no energy. Anybody? If you're on a low carb diet or a low carb lifestyle, you have no energy. Is that true or a myth? Truth or myth? What about, that's a berry, Pat. Strawberries or berries? What do you think? Huh? Truth or myth? Low carb means that you have no energy. You know, carbs, they say, are what gives us energy. So, anybody? Myth. Yes. That is a myth. Yes, it is. You may notice if you go to a low-carb diet that you might struggle with energy for a little while. But once your body adapts, you have a more stable energy, okay? And the reason for that is when you intake a lot of carbs, you ride the roller coaster of blood glucose. Up and down, okay? Right, guys, you're all doing great. Thanks, okay? So what happens when you do low carb is you're not getting on that roller coaster of, oh my gosh, I took in a whole bunch of carbs and now I'm going back down. And now I need more carbs because I'm craving them and now I'm back down, okay? So what you do is, and carb overload really can cause you to be more sluggish. So the carbs to me, and now that I've been on this lifestyle for a while, when I do go on, say, a day of eating too many carbs, I notice it. I get sleepy. The next day I still might be sleepy. I swell up. So it's kind of one of those things, guys, you got to really listen to your body and know what you're doing. But it is a myth. Low carb does not mean that you won't have any energy. I know, I remember my girls being in high school and all of my kids really. Hi, Irma. And a lot of times before big games, they loaded on the carbs for the energy, okay? Which is fine because they were busy working it off. But if we, as people who aren't maybe as active as a kid in high school, load on that many carbs, that's not where we want to be, okay? So if you do a low carb lifestyle, you should get a more even keel of energy. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. When you load on the carbs because you need, maybe you're running a marathon or whatever, I don't know. I'm not a marathon runner, but you might load on the carbs for the energy, but on a day-to-day basis, we don't need to load on those, okay? So that's kind of what I'm talking about. You would have that steady, stable energy, not riding the roller coaster of highs and lows with your blood sugars, okay? Myth number 3, guys, come along with me here. Is this a myth or is it the truth, okay? Low carb is all bacon and cheese. Is it? Is that all you can eat on a low carb lifestyle? Bacon and cheese? You tell me. Anybody got an answer out there? He's going to eat without me having tacos over there. Oh, no, he's not. He's fixing his lunch for tomorrow. He's going to wait and eat with me. Okay, guys, myth or truth? Low carb is all bacon and cheese. That's all you get to eat is bacon and cheese on a low carb lifestyle. You say it's a myth.
Yeah, that's a myth.
It is a myth.
What about good old steak?
There you go. Okay? It is a myth. Bacon and cheese are allowed, guys. But a healthy low carb lifestyle includes just what he said: protein, healthy fats, which, you know, you get some of those healthy fats in the steaks and stuff like that. Lots of veggies, guys. Lots and lots of veggies. So you get plenty of variety, okay? And we talked already about the fruits. You can throw in a handful of fruits here and there. Those types of things, okay? So there's a lot of myths out there about the lifestyle that we lead, okay? Because a lot of people have seen maybe somebody doing something and they think, gosh, that's all they eat. Well, there's some people who would probably think that all Dave ever eats is eggs, okay? He does eat a lot of eggs. He takes eggs. They're easy for him to take to work, okay? The options for him to eat at work are... So I'm just going to say, and he told me yesterday, he says, oh, guess what this week is? It's Employee Appreciation Week where he works. So every day, all the employees are getting something. Donuts one day.
Ice cream sandwich today.
Ice cream sandwiches they handed out today. Cookies tomorrow.
Thursday, they're giving us a meal.
Thursday, they'll probably, and it's probably going to be mashed potatoes and all
pork.
kinds of pork. He works at Farmland, so let's figure that out. So here's the deal. Employee appreciation, but we have this guy here, you know, hand him at least an apple. I mean, you know, apples may be higher in carbs, but it's better than giving him an ice cream sandwich, for Pete's sakes. Why don't we have some options? Okay, I'm not going to go down that road. But anyway, like I was saying, low carb is not all bacon and cheese, guys, okay? And really, we probably limit more so now than when we first started the amount of cheese and bacon that we even do use on a day-to-day basis. We just don't eat that much. So, you know what? You guys have been so great with me. I have one more myth. I said 3, but we're going to do 4, okay? Let's do this. Truth or myth? The low-carb lifestyle is very hard to follow for a long term. What do you think? Truth or myth? It's just impossible to follow it long term. What do you think? Anybody out there got an answer for me? I'd love to hear ya. Type it in the comments. Irma, myth. Ding, 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 ding. You got that right. Guys, we have been on a low-carb lifestyle now for 7 years. I know 7 years isn't a lot out of how old we are, but I really, truly wish we would have started it sooner. Hey, Pat, you got it. When you focus on swapping things out, it is not giving things up. And I say this all the time. You are not giving anything up. You are swapping. Okay? When you swap real whole food for some of the other alternatives for convenience, basically, guys, it can be simple and sustainable. We fix meals very simply almost every day of the week here at home. You know, tonight's tacos. You can choose to have it on a low carb, 0 carb shell. I think I'm just going to cut up some lettuce tonight and I'm going to have a taco salad. I love taco salads, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll add some tomatoes. I'll add some, a little bit of cheese on top, some salsa. Salsa is very good. All those kinds of things, as long as you're not using sweet salsa of some sort. So anyway, but that's there's so many ways that you can fix the things you love and keep it low carb, okay? So, here's the deal, guys. It's not about restrictions. It's about real food that you can enjoy. Simple, sustainable, those types of things. I mean, I share recipes in my group all the time, guys. I'm always looking for new ones. Low carb isn't about restrictions. It's about smarter, healthier choices, okay? Excuse me. Goodness. So those are really probably the top myths that are out there. That, you know, really, if you stop and think about it, they are all myths. You can eat fruit on low carb. You do have energy on low carb. It is more than just bacon and cheese, guys, and it is very sustainable as a lifestyle. Very sustainable. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments. If you're not in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, please drop group in the comments. I will get you added, or I'll get you a link. You can tap the link and you can request to join. Facebook's being weird about joining groups right now, guys. It's been ongoing for a while. I struggle to get people added in there if I go and try to find your name and get you added. So it's just easier if I leave you a link. You come back to where you commented group. I should have a link under there. Tap that link. It'll take you directly to that page. You can request to join, and then all I have to do is approve you, and you're in, okay? If you're in the group, I'd love to have you invite your friends and family. And guys, like I said earlier, the supplements we use every day, even though you think you might be healthy, there are just things that we all need help with, okay? So if you need info about the supplements we take every day, drop info in the comments. I will get back to you about that. But that's all I have for tonight. Enjoy your Tuesday. I hope it's fantastic. Smile. Pass that smile on. We'll chat with y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.